Hi everyone, I'll be Croton today. You're in for a fascinating story, be prepared. The cracks beneath the surface used to think I had a decent life. Not easy by any means, I've never known easy, but decent. I've been with my wife, Lena, not her real name, for over 10 years. We've got 3 kids, all under 12. I work full-time at a factory, backbreaking stuff, long hours, not a ton of pay, but it puts food on the table. Well, used to, I guess. We live in a cramped apartment in one of the rougher parts of the city, you know, the kind of place where the sound of sirens at night just becomes background noise. Drug dealers on the corners, alcoholics yelling at clouds, broken elevators. That kind of place. Lena didn't work at first, she stayed home with the kids. But as they got older and things got tighter, she started picking up shifts as a cleaner. Then came the gas station gig. Night shifts. Said it paid better, that she wanted to contribute more. At the time, I believed her. Hell, I respected her for trying. I should have known something was off. But when you're so deep in the grind just trying to keep the lights on, sometimes you ignore the cracks. We fought a lot during that time. Over money mostly. I'd come home bone-tired and she'd be stressed out from the kids or her job or both, and it always ended the same, shouting, slamming doors, silence. We were both angry and exhausted all the time. Looking back, I think I was starting to lose her even then, but I kept telling myself it was just a rough patch. Everyone goes through rough patches, right? Then one night she came home late from the gas station. I was still up, half asleep on the couch. She walked in, different. Not just tired. Not just annoyed. But glowing. Like something had flipped a switch inside her. I asked her how her shift was and she just shrugged, mumbled something about some crazy customer, and went straight to the shower. I thought it was weird. Still, I didn't push. But that night stuck in my head. Over the next week or so, more weirdness started piling up. Suddenly we had money, not loads, but enough to pay off a couple debts that had been hanging over us for years. I asked her where it came from. She said she picked up extra hours. I asked her how she was managing night shifts and watching the kids. She said her friend from the gas station was helping. I asked for the friend's name. She changed the subject. Every answer felt like it had holes in it. But again, I wanted to believe her. I needed to. Because if I didn't, I'd have to face the possibility that the woman I'd built my entire life with, the mother of my children, wasn't who I thought she was. Spoiler, she wasn't. When everything clicked. So like I said, things started not adding up. The money, her mood swings, the way she'd disappear into the bathroom with her phone and come out looking flushed, anxious. I started getting this knot in my stomach every time I looked at her. You know that feeling? Like your gut knows something your heart isn't ready to hear. One night, I got off work early. It was pouring rain, and I was soaked, pissed off, and dead tired. I walked into the apartment and the place was quiet, too quiet for a home with 3 kids. The babysitter, Lena's cousin, was sitting on the couch with her headphones in, watching something on her phone. I asked her where Lena was. She said she'd left for work early. Early? I asked. How early? She shrugged. Dunno. Maybe around 5. Said something about a supply delivery at the gas station. That didn't make sense. Lena's shift didn't usually start until 9 p.m. I didn't sleep that night. I just lay there in bed staring at the ceiling, listening to the rain tapping the window, replaying every fight, every weird answer, every late shift, in my head like a reel of bad memories. The next day, I did something I'm not proud of. I checked her phone while she was in the shower. I know, boundaries, trust, privacy. But when you're living in a house built on eggshells and everything feels wrong, your mind goes to dark places. There weren't many messages. She must have deleted most of them. But there was one thread left in her DMs, from someone with just a black heart emoji as their name. No profile pic. The last message was, "Same time tonight. Bring that pretty mouth." I felt like the floor disappeared under me. I didn't confront her right away. I didn't even know how. I spent the whole next day going through the motions at work, trying to hold myself together while my mind was playing out every awful scenario. That night, I didn't say anything. Just waited. She left again around 5, saying the same thing about needing to prep for a shift. So I followed her. I parked down the block from the gas station and watched. Sure enough, about half an hour later, a black SUV pulled up. Tinted windows. Flashy rims. Out stepped him, and I recognized him immediately. The frontman of this big rock band that had blown up a few years ago. The kind of guy who shows up in tabloids with models and court dates. Tall, messy hair, sunglasses on at night like he's allergic to reality. He leaned against the counter and started chatting her up like they were old friends. Then, I swear to God, he followed her inside, and not 5 minutes later, they both disappeared into the back. I waited there for over an hour. Eventually, the guy came back out, grinning like he just won the lottery, climbed into his SUV, and peeled out. She came home late again that night. I pretended to be asleep on the couch. She kissed my forehead like nothing happened. And that was the moment I knew, my marriage was over. The confrontation. The next morning, I didn't say anything. I couldn't. I was afraid if I opened my mouth, I'd just scream. But I watched her. Really watched her. She was humming while packing the kids' lunches. Humming. Like she hadn't just thrown a grenade into our lives. Like everything was fine. She handed me my thermos with that same fake little smile she'd been wearing for weeks, and I felt sick just looking at her. That night, I snapped. I came home from work and asked her, point blank, where did the money come from? She blinked at me. What money? Don't do that, I said. The debts. The credit cards. Rent. Suddenly they're all paid. Where did it come from? She tried to deflect, said she picked up overtime, said her manager gave her an advance. Lies. Obvious, sloppy lies. I followed you, I told her. That's when her face changed. She went pale. Then red. Then she folded her arms and looked at the floor like a sullen teenager. Didn't say a word. Say something, I said. My voice was shaking. Lena. Just. Say. Something. She looked up and said, it was just once. I swear to God, those 3 words nearly made me black out. She started talking fast, too fast, like if she got it all out quick enough, maybe it wouldn't sound so disgusting. She told me about the night he first came in. How she recognized him immediately. How he was kind and understood what it's like to be broke. She said he offered her money, a lot, to help out. She told me how she didn't plan for anything to happen, but he came back, high off his ass, and made the offer again. Sex. In the bathroom. In exchange for enough cash to dig us out of our mess. And she said yes. Not because she loved him. Not because she was leaving me. But because, and this is her quote, you don't understand how desperate I've been. I asked her if she'd planned to tell me. She said no. I asked if she would have done it again. She didn't answer. And then came the silence. Not the kind of silence that fills the room. The kind that suffocates it. The kind that wraps around your chest and makes you feel like you can't breathe. The kind that says everything without saying a damn word. I didn't yell. I didn't hit anything. I didn't throw things like I used to when I was younger and stupid. I just stood there, looking at the woman I married, the mother of my kids, and realized I didn't know her at all. I told her I was taking the kids and leaving. She tried to argue. Said I was overreacting. That we could work through it. That it didn't mean anything. But to me, it meant everything. I packed up that night. Got the kids into the car. They were confused, asking if mommy was coming. I said no. I didn't cry until I saw them sleeping in the back seat, all curled up like nothing was wrong. That broke me. She called. Over and over. I didn't pick up. The aftermath. I didn't go far at first. Just to my sister's place on the other side of the city. Cramped apartment, barely enough room for the kids, but she didn't ask questions, just made up the couch for me and cleared out drawers for the kids' clothes. I owe her more than I can say. Lena kept calling. Dozens of missed calls. Messages, too, starting off defensive, full of excuses. Then they turned desperate. Please talk to me. We can fix this. You're breaking up our family. The guilt trips. The crying voicemails. Then the threats, if you don't answer, I'll come there. You're kidnapping the kids. That kind of thing. I ignored her. I was too angry. Too shattered to think clearly. I spoke to a lawyer. Started the process for custody. Told him everything. At first, he said it would be hard, since she hadn't hurt the kids, but after some digging, we found out she'd left them with a neighbor kid, a teenager, during her night shifts, without telling me. That helped. So did the fact that she had no stable income anymore. Apparently she quit the gas station after I left. Said she couldn't show her face there again. I went back to the apartment once, a week later, when I knew she'd be gone, just to grab more stuff. The place felt haunted. Like something had died inside it. There was a weird kind of silence there, not like before, not the heavy silence of betrayal, but this eerie stillness, like the apartment itself knew everything was over. The kids asked about her. I didn't know what to say. I told them, Mommy made a mistake, and we need some time away. I didn't want to poison them against her, they love her. They should love her. She's still their mom. But inside, man, inside I was gutted. Numb. The kind of hollow where you start to wonder if anything you ever believed was real. The worst part? I missed her. I hated that I missed her. We spent over a decade together. We built a life, a shitty, stressful, beautiful, messy life, and all it took was one rich asshole in a leather jacket and a bathroom quickie to torch it all. But the truth is, it wasn't just that moment. It was everything leading up to it, the lies, the distance, the way she made me feel like I was the reason she was drowning. Like I wasn't enough. And yeah, maybe I wasn't. I didn't make a lot of money. I came home grumpy, tired. I argued about bills, about food, about the damn washing machine breaking again. I wasn't a perfect husband. But I never cheated. I never broke what we had. And she did. It wasn't just the sex. It was the betrayal. The selfishness. The way she looked me in the eye afterward and still lied before finally cracking. A few weeks passed. Then I got the call. She was gone. Suicide. Apparently, she overdosed. Pills. Her cousin found her, the same one who used to babysit. There was a note. It just said, I broke everything. I'm sorry. I wish I could say I cried. I didn't. I just sat on the floor with my back against the wall while my sister watched the kids in the next room. I didn't know what to feel. Anger? Relief? Grief? Guilt? All of it. At once. What remains? It's been almost a year now. Sometimes it still feels like yesterday. Other times, like it happened to someone else. The kids are doing okay. As okay as they can be, considering. I got full custody. They're in school, they have routines. I try my best to be both mom and dad, though God knows I fumble through it most days. My sister still helps out, she's been a rock. I don't know how I would have survived without her. We don't talk about Lena much. The older two, they remember more. The youngest just knows mommy is gone to heaven. I'll tell them the truth someday, when they're old enough to handle it, when they ask. Right now, they just need safety, consistency. Love. Not the weight of their mother's decisions. As for me, I'm still healing. I think what people don't tell you about betrayal is how personal it feels. Like someone reached inside and stole something from you. Not just trust, but time, belief, your own sense of judgment. I questioned everything for months. Was I not enough? Did I push her away? Was it all just inevitable? But the truth is, no one makes someone cheat. That choice. It's on them. She had 100 other paths she could have taken, talking to me honestly, asking for help, even just leaving me. But she chose the worst one. She chose secrecy and lust and money over her family. And it cost her everything. I don't know why she did what she did in the end. Guilt? Shame? Maybe she realized there was no coming back from it. Maybe she finally understood that actions have consequences. I'll never know. And I've stopped trying to. The anger has dulled, mostly. What's left now is sadness. A kind of quiet ache for the life I thought I had. For the woman I thought I knew. For the kids who'll grow up asking questions I can't fully answer. But I'm also learning to be grateful. Grateful for the truth, no matter how painful it was. Grateful for the chance to start over. Grateful that my kids still smile and laugh and sing in the car like nothing's broken. If you're reading this and you're in a situation where something feels off, trust your gut. Don't ignore the signs. Don't wait for your whole world to implode before you ask the hard questions. And if you've been cheated on, I'm sorry. Truly. It changes you. But it doesn't destroy you, not if you don't let it. You can rebuild. You can be whole again, even if you walk with a bit of a limp after. I did. I'm still doing it. One day at a time. And that's enough for now.